While all of that seems pretty straightforward, what are the key considerations that we need to understand when considering service centers, either in a proposal, costing factors, or treatment?
You're right, Mark. On paper, it is procedural. Do the math, set the rate, bill the user. But in practice, there are some critical considerations that research administrators need to keep top of mind. Let's break them down. First, consistency in treatment. You have to treat all users the same, whether they're paying from a federal grant, a foundation award, or internal funds. Charging different rates based on funding source is a compliance landmine. Second, no profit allowed. Service centers are strictly cost recovery units. You can't inflate your rates to build a cash reserve for future purchases. Any surplus must be accounted for in the next rate cycle and returned to users through lower rates. Third, this is a significant point. F&A costs are not included in service center rates, but service center charges are still included in the modified total direct cost (MTDC) base. So yes, they're subject to F&A when you include them in a funding proposal.
That was a question that came in and asks, how do we treat service centers in a proposal and on an award? Is it similar to a vendor?
Great question. In a proposal and how it is charged is just like a vendor for services which has the F&A rate applied to this cost like materials and supplies or travel. It is considered an other cost in the budget in Huron. Moving on to the fourth consideration, documentation is everything. Invoices, rate development worksheets, usage logs, and service justifications must all be maintained. If the university is audited or even just internally reviewed, these documents are your paper trail. Finally, inclusion in proposals. When working on budgets, you should always check whether a service you're including is tied to an approved service center. If so, you use the documented rate. If not, you may need to justify that cost differently or even remove it altogether.
That's such a great point. I've seen budgets get flagged for trying to include lab access fees from a non-approved center.
Exactly. And don't forget, if a PI wants to use a service center but doesn't have external funding, the college or department has to pick up the tab. There's no freebie clause just because it's internal.
So the next time you see microscopy, $150 an hour on a budget, ask yourself, is that from an approved service center? Has it been vetted and reviewed? If not, it might need more scrutiny.
Service centers are incredible resources for researchers, but they only work well when we treat them with the right level of oversight, consistency, and compliance. That's our role as research administrators. Make the complex workable.